Week 10 is officially in the books, and we are getting closer and closer to fantasy playoffs. As always, we love to give you our top 10 waiver wire priorities here at FantasyLand, but this we're going to give you 5. As we get closer and closer to playoffs, it's getting slimmer and slimmer for these waiver wire priorities. So top 5 it is this week, but stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be giving you some defenses that can help you win in the playoffs if you do make the playoffs. So at number 5, we have Wayne the Train Gallman. He is the X Factor, or at least I like to call him the X Factor when he played for the Giants. Look, last week, Cordero Patterson went out, and Wayne was the guy that took over the majority of the snaps. 15 carries, 55 yards, just over 8 fantasy points. Wasn't amazing, but the question is, I think we all thought it was Mike Davis. He was like, okay, Mike Davis is going to take these snaps. That wasn't the case. Mike Davis only rushed for 4. He rushed 4 times last week for 18 yards. I think it's clear that they're done with Mike Davis. So Wayne the Train Gallman is the next guy up. Only rostered in 3% of leagues. He plays New England and then Jacksonville. They're going to need to utilize him and give him the opportunity. Okay, he can also catch the ball out of the backfield. So why not pick up Wayne Gallman if you need help? At number 4, we have Cam Newton. Superman himself is back. Look, when I watch that game, he just looks right wearing that Carolina blue, that Carolina jersey. Look, if you need help in a 2-quarterback league, I think Cam is a good stash. You never know what's going to happen. Maybe a quarterback gets COVID. Maybe somebody goes down. I think Cam is a good guy. Only rostered in 26% of leagues. He rushed for a touchdown and he passed a touchdown, scoring over 13 fantasy points. I'm pretty sure he was on the field for a handful of plays, and he outscored Aaron Rodgers, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, and Russell Wilson. I mean, that says a lot in my personal opinion. There's opportunity there. Once again, if you're in a 2-quarterback league, I would really prefer if only 2-quarterback leagues. If you're in 1-quarterback league, sure, take the opportunity. But I think Cam Newton in a 2-quarterback league, depending on his matchup, could be absolutely fantastic. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Next week, he's playing the Washington football team back at Carolina against his old head coach, Ron Riverboat Rivera, coming back. I mean, there's no better way to script this, okay? Something special, I believe, could happen in that game. I would be picking up Cam Newton if I were you. Once again, only rostered in 26% of leagues. Cam's back. At number 3, we have Ramondre Stevenson. And like I said before, this was a long-term investment way back in the day when he was on the list. 20 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, over 27 fantasy points. I said it. If Damian Harris goes down, Ramondre Stevenson is the next guy up, especially in the dynasty perspective. However long Damian Harris is going to be on this team or whatever the case may be, Ramondre Stevenson could be the guy moving on in the future. But for this year, if Damian Harris continues to get banged up, doesn't stay healthy, let's just say he doesn't pass a concussion protocol, maybe even next week, I do believe they're going to continue to use Ramondre Stevenson. I mean, he did great. I mean, like I said, 20 carries, 100 yards. That's not even including what he did in the air. Okay, pick him up. He's only rostered in 39% of leagues right now. I'm taking a chance on Ramondre Stevenson. At number 2, we have Michael Gallup. He came back. It wasn't the best stat line he put up. He only caught 3 catches, 42 yards, just over 7 fantasy points. Once again, it wasn't an amazing fantasy day, but you saw him getting back involved. He was getting acclimated back from that injury. They're going to utilize him. And if you listen to the podcast, I do believe Zach could be right in what he's saying. Dalton Schultz could be irrelevant moving forward because all those targets could be gravitating towards Michael Gallup. CeeDee Lamb was banged up. I don't think he'll miss any time, but if he does miss time, Michael Gallup steps up to that wide receiver 2 role, and anything can happen this week, okay? But if you do need a flex, I do believe you should pick up Michael Gallup. He's playing Kansas City next, and Kansas City is not doing too well on defense. Obviously, last week they kind of played a different game, but Dak and the boys are going to throw. And at number 1, we have A.J. Dillon. I think this one's pretty obvious. Aaron Jones is out 1 to 2 weeks with the MCL sprain, and A.J. Dillon automatically becomes the RB1 in this backfield. 23 total opportunities, 128 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He did his thing. There's no doubt about it, okay? My thought process with Aaron Jones is that he's not going to be back until after the bye week. He plays the Rams this week, the Saints, and then they have a bye. So I do believe A.J. Dillon is going to be the starter for the next 2 weeks. So you have a 2-week rental. Okay, why not pick him up? Maybe start him in your flex or start him in your RB2 position maybe use him as trade bait. See what you can get for him, because there's people out there trying to make the playoffs right now, and they're fighting and they're trying to get everything that they can to win their weeks. Okay, so AJ Dillon, he is going to be a bit hard to get if he is available on waivers. 66% rostered in leagues, so it might be a little bit slim out there, but if he is available, I do recommend that you pick him up. And like I said in the beginning of the video, guys, I was going to give you some defenses that can help you win your leagues. Okay, so we start at week 15 in our leagues, so hopefully you guys start there. Week 15, one defenses I would love to pick up: the Arizona Cardinals versus Detroit Lions. Okay, when Kyler Murray and D-Hop is back on the field, this team is good. But on the defense side of the ball, when the offense is good, the defense is great. Okay, so pick up this Arizona Cardinals defense. I do believe they can help you win your week. And at week 15, another team, the 49ers versus the Falcons. We saw what they just did to the Rams. They shut them down. This is a team fighting for the playoffs, and the Falcons, Cordero Patterson, depending how long he's going to be out, it's, you know, Calvin Ridley. I mean, it doesn't seem like he's coming back, and they have no wide receivers, so it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to move the ball. So I'm picking up the 49ers defense if I were you. Week 16, the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Texans. The Texans give up the second most fantasy points to defenses. Tyrod Taylor, Davis Mills, I don't care who it is, they're not doing anything. Okay, I do believe the Chargers are going to be bullying them down, so I'm picking up the Chargers defense. Another team for week 16, the New England Patriots versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Patriots doing their thing. I mean, they balling out, and we all know the Bill Belichick theory. Any rookie he plays against, he is going to dominate. He's going to bully beat down. I see multiple sacks, multiple fumbles, multiple interceptions, multiple pick sixes. I definitely see that for this game in week 16. In week 17, the fantasy championship, Tampa Bay versus the Jets. The Jets give up the most fantasy points to defenses. We already know how great this defense is. That's all I really have to say. And once again, the 49ers, if you pick them up in week 15, they're playing the Texans in week 17. Texans give up the second most fantasy points to defenses. I mean, that's all I really have to say. So if these guys are available and you know you're going to make the playoffs, pick them up, stash them. They're going to help you win the playoffs. These are teams and defenses that I'm looking at for my own team. Okay, so pick them up. Let us know how it goes. As always, guys, I hope that really helps you out, and it's all love.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/FantasyLand fam.